Okay, let's continue. So let's move on to the preterito imperfeito, which is the past imperfect. Okay, and as usual, all verbs in Portuguese have their rules, and we are supposed to know them. It's not compulsory, but we need to do our best to know the rules. Okay, so that's the past imperfect. Okay, so I said it happened more than once or in a long period. Okay, so if the action you have been taking happened more than once, you need to remember this verb preterito imperfeito. But if the action happened just once, then you need to remember preterito perfeito. That's the difference. Okay, as usual, let's start with our AR verbs. If you talk of our AR verbs, we have, at least tonight, we have many verbs. We have pegar, levar, falar, dançar, tocar, jogar, brincar, chamar, ligar, fumar, amar, ficar, alugar, apagar, pagar, viajar, fechar, comprar, nadar, andar, visitar, tomar, lavar, catar, cozinhar, casar, ganhar, dar, estar. The last two verbs are irregular verbs, okay? But they follow the same pattern I'm going to teach you guys. That's why I have them here, okay? So take note. All these verbs, which we can see from my screen, are regular verbs, okay? With the exception of these last two verbs, verbo da and verbo estar, which are irregular, okay? So that's it. If you are to take notes, I'm sure we all know the meaning of each of these verbs. Pegar is to take, levar, okay, is to lift or to take in some situation, okay. Falar is to speak, dançar to dance, tocar to touch or to play, jogar to play, brincar to play, chamar to call or to call, ligar to call or to turn on, okay. Fumar is to smoke, amar is to love, escovar is to brush, estudar is to study, trabalhar is to work, ficar is to stay, alugar is to rent, okay, or to hide something, okay. Apagar is to delete or to clean, okay. Pagar is to pay, viajar is to travel, and fechar is to close, comprar is to buy, nadar is to swim, andar is to walk, visitar is to visit, tomar is to take, lavar it means to wash, cantar to sing, cozinhar to cook, casar to marry, ganhar to win, dar to give, and estar to be. These are their meanings, okay? So take note of it. And they are really important in our daily routine. These are the common verbs you'll be seeing here in Brazil. I'm sure by now you guys know most of them, or you guys have heard most of them. Yeah, I believe it. So let's continue. If you're to continue, I said earlier, they follow a pattern, okay? They follow a pattern to form a specific sentence or to construct a sentence. But first, we need to know how to conjugate them, how they are being conjugated, okay? Okay. First of all, if you have any doubt with these verbs, you can unmute yourself and ask your question, okay? If it is clear, we move on. Is it clear to you all? Yeah, I think so. It's clear to you all. If you are to continue, these verbs, as we can see from our screen, make sure you don't forget them. How do we conjugate them? We always take their ending, which is the AR. So if you pick verbal da, if you take the AR from the da, if you pick the AR from the da, it's remaining the D. So we are going to use the D and add the root to it. Okay. Okay. So verbal da, how do we say I gave? Okay. This, it means I gave. Okay. So I gave in a sense, it was not once, but it was more than what? Once. Okay. Or the same thing we can see from my screen. It also means I used to give. Okay. Okay. So if you want to say I gave in a sense of more than once, you can say eu dava. Okay. So what we are seeing from my screen, we took the AR and we brought ava. So these are the rules. So the eu will add ava, not only eu. Eu, você, ele, ela, and a gente. All of them are, we added ava. Okay. So eu, if you add the ava to the D, you get eu dava. Okay. As I said earlier, eu dava, what does it mean? It means I gave or I used to give. Someone say, Senior Sammy, you are saying I gave, but the other verb, when we're doing the past perfect, we also used I gave, you they. How will I differentiate them? Okay, so as I said earlier, if you are to differentiate the first one we did and this one, the other one which I did with you guys last week, we said you they. Okay, you they. It also means I gave. And dava, which I said earlier, it also means I gave. But what's the difference between these two? How do we use them? We use the one we are dealing with 8 to 9, this one, the one which I've highlighted. I gave, eu dava. It means the action happened more than once. It was from two onwards, okay? Or it was in a long period, okay? Like, let's say there is an example. Let's say you used to give someone money each day, okay? And you want so I gave him money. In English, they all make I gave him money. But to Portuguese, how will you differentiate them? If you use dava, eu dava, okay? Eu dava. Immediately you use eu dava, it means the thing which you gave was not once. Okay, it means it was more than once. The action was not just once, it means it happened more than once. But if you say eu day, it means the action was just once or it was in a short period. I hope the differences are clear. Who is still confused? If you're confused, you can unmute yourself, okay, and ask your question. So that's the difference between eu dava and eu dei. So that's why I always tell my students, all of them are the same, but to make things easier, okay? So when you always want to say, I used to give, then you will say Eu dava, which also means I used to give. Don't go and do direct translation. Okay. I know someone will say, oh, I used to give Senior Sammy, please. Can I say eu usei da, which means, okay, you could see it is becoming like a direct translation, which means I used to give. No. In Portuguese, we say eu dava, okay, which means I used to give. Okay, I hope you have noted them down. Good. Okay, so let's make an example. Eu dava eu dava a ele dava a ele uma comida. Okay, what does it mean? I know some of you guys are confused. Senior Sammy, eu dava ele a ele. Someone says, Senior Sammy, can you say eu dava ele? Guys, are you getting what I'm saying? This sentence, eu dava a ele uma comida. And I'm asking, can we also say eu dava ele uma comida? Can we? Okay, so eu dava a ele. I hope we know the meaning of this a. I hope you know the meaning. If you know the meaning, put it in the chat. Let me see. If you know it, eu dava a ele. What does the a mean? Okay, so the are in this sentence, it means to. Okay, so I used to give, in English, you say I used to give him, but Portuguese say eu dava a ele. I used to give to him, okay, a food. Okay, so I used to give him a food, meaning Ngozi, maybe Ngozi used to give someone food. Immediately we use dava, it means she did not do it once, but it was more than once. Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, okay. So let's continue. If you have to continue, você will also be você dava, you or you used to give. Okay, ele, ela, a gente dava. He, she, it, we used to give or gave. Okay, nós dávamos. Okay, nós dávamos. Always respect the sign on the first R. Okay, nós dávamos. Okay, we used to give or we gave. Vocês davam. Vocês davam. Eles, elas davam. Okay, okay. So that's the rule to all the verbs for the AR. Okay, so if you pick another verb, if you pick levar, you will say eu. Who can say eu? Who can tell us eu? No, we are not using lava, we are using lever. Levava. Okay. Eu levava. Okay. Okay. So let's assume eu is here. It should be eu levava. Don't go and say eu leva because sometimes you get confused because of the V, the first V. Okay. Eu levava. Okay. I used to take or I used to lift. Okay. Eu levava 10 quilos. Oh, I used to lift 10 kilos. Okay. It means it was the person was not doing it once, the person was doing it more than once. Okay. Okay. So if you pick any other verb, doesn't matter whether regular or irregular, only if it is AR. Okay. So the eu you add ava. So if you pick dançar, eu dançava. Okay. Eu dançava samba. Ok? Eu tocava o piano, eu jogava futebol, eu brincava com meus filhos, ok? Eu chamava, eu ligava, eu fumava, eu amava, eu escovava, ok? Eu estudava, eu trabalhava, eu ficava, eu alugava, eu pagava, eu viajava. So they all use the same thing, ok? So if it is você, você ficava, você amava, você ligava, você fechava, all of them. Eles, elas, ficava. The same way we did. Nós ficávamos. Nós ficávamos. Vocês ficavam. Vocês ficavam. Eles, elas ficavam. Okay? So this is an irregular verb. This is a regular verb. And verbal estar, which is an irregular verb. So estar, as you can see from my screen, eu estava. If you guys have noticed, when Brazilian wants to ask you, where were you? Why do they always use estava? Have you noticed that? Guys, have you noticed? They'll ask you, onde você estava? Mm. Onde você estava? Eu estava na escola. Eu estava na igreja. Eu estava na biblioteca. Eu estava jogando futebol. Eu estava com meus amigos. Eu estava onde você estava, ok? Esse significa que isso aconteceu mais de uma vez, viu? Ou pode ser uma ação que acontecer longe ou mais de uma vez. Então, como isso a gente normalmente usa aba, ok? Quando as pessoas perguntam onde você estava, esse significa a pessoa já procurou, já te buscou, fez tudo e essa pessoa não estava achando você. Então, o verbo estava significa que você sumiu mais de alguns minutos, né? Que estão longe para essa pessoa. We use all this estava, aba, okay, in terms is in a long duration or more than once. So when the Brazilian accent, when you say estava, it means definitely the person was searching for you and did not find you, or he has been searching for you for a long time or for a while, okay, and always when you are searching for someone you don't find, the first thing which need to come to your head is the adverb verbs. Okay. Okay. Eu estava. Você estava. Ele, ela estava. Nós, vocês estavam. Eles, elas estavam. I have a question. Okay, let's go. Vamos. Come again. They are so they prefer their foods. Okay, so they are preparing their food. That's what you want to know. Okay, so since you are saying they are is a present. Okay, not a past. Okay, so if you're saying they are, let me write it in this. Let me borrow this piece. Okay, okay. So as you are saying they are preparing their food. That's what you okay. In Portuguese, someone will say, "Oh, why don't we do direct translation?" We don't do direct translation. If you want to say they are preparing their food, in English it's common, but in Portuguese, no one will say, "Oh, eles estão preparando a comida." Okay, eles como assim, eles. So the they in English, in English we don't have genders. I hope you know so. English, we don't have genders, but Portuguese, we have genders. So let me ask you, the day, which day are you talking about? Are they only ladies, or they are men, or they are mixed? Let me know. A comida deles. A minha comida. That's my food. Mhm. So, okay. So you want to know which kind of pronoun? Do you know dear is also a pronoun? I hope you know, guys. I hope you all know. Yeah, those if you don't know, don't worry, you can go to our YouTube channel. Or as the revision goes on, you'll get to understand dear is also a pronoun. That is a possessive pronoun. Okay. So so this dear you're talking about, you get to know how you say it in Portuguese. Okay. So I asked a question. The day you said in your sentence, I want to know those who are preparing their food. Are they only ladies, or they are only men, or they are mixed? I want to know which of them so that okay. So guys, okay, okay. So let's take guys. Is a good question. So let me explain to each one so that you understand how it's being used. You want to put this one where forward. No, it's not possible. You can only put okay, forward. I'll show you how you need to say it. Okay. So, guys, let's pay attention. The day in English is day. Well, it doesn't matter whether they are billions or male, but in Portuguese, if they are only men, we say eles. If they are only women, we will say elas. If they are mixed, women and men, we will say elis. Why? We assume men have power over women. So it will be elis. Okay. So this one, you say eles estão cozinhando. Okay. Cozinhando a comida deles. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you want to say you are preparing your food. Okay. So você, so let's take notes. Você está cozinhando, cozinhando a sua comida. Okay. So this place you can use sua or tua. Okay. So this one is you are preparing your food. Okay. Okay. So now let's take it over. He wants to say, how will I use the dia in the first place? We can never start a sentence with dia in Portuguese. Okay. So no, no, let me show you something. We can use others like your. Everything you said. Oh, you are preparing your food. Okay, so maybe he is preparing his food. His food in Portuguese we can start maybe his food, but we can't say their food. Okay, if you want to say their food, it will be always a comida daily. Okay, his food maybe a comida daily. Your food sua comida. You could see there are changes, little changes. Okay, so if you want to say they were preparing their food, now let's cancel this one. Okay, and use were, which is the past imperfect. Bro, now this is your question you want to ask. Okay, so this one you say eles estavam, okay? Estavam cozinhando, okay? A comida deles, okay? So they were preparing their food. It means the food they were preparing. I'm not going to say it's just once. It took a long hot period, okay? Maybe it took like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay. Okay. So that one we use extra one. Okay. Okay. Any question? I wanted to ask you. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Okay. So she's asking whether she read from a book where they said Kuznyavan. Is it correct or not? Okay. So Alice, okay, Alice cozinhava, okay, cozinhavam a comida deles, okay. My daily thought you said you heard or you saw from the book. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So sua comida. Hmm. No. Hmm. Okay. So eles estavam preparando ou cozinhando a sua comida. That's what you want. A sua comida. So you are asking, does it also means their food? Do you want to? Are you asking that one? Uh, Okay. So
Full time score.
hmm,
Full time score. Then you have your class.
they have not even started the match. What is?
No, I want you to predict.
Uh, I predict 5-1.
Brazil 5.
5-1 is okay. So let me answer your question. Okay. This one you are seeing, SUA. Okay. SUA has many meanings. Okay. It can be your, it can be his, it can be dear, as you can see from. But whenever I'm teaching, okay, not to get my learners being confused or get confused, I don't refer SWA as DS, okay, so that they won't get confused. Whether when someone says SWA, is the person saying, is it your, is it dear, is it his, or maybe or hers, let's say hers. I always tell my students, if you see SWA or TUA, it means your, okay? And if you see the daily and the dela, that means his, hers. If you see dailies, then it means theirs or them, okay? Because the SWA you are seeing here, it has many meanings. As the reason goes on, when you get to the possessive pronoun, I think that one I will explain it widely for you guys, okay? As for comida. No, we don't say a dailies comida, a comida dailies. Okay. The food of them or okay. So taking so now let's come to my lady's question. She said she saw eles cozinhavam a comida dailies. Does it mean they were cooking their food? No. Okay. This eles cozinhavam a comida day. It means they used to cook their food, okay, or they cooked their food, okay. And are you okay? So this sentence, it means they used to cook their food or they cooked their food. This sentence you are seeing, the starve, and this one is past continuous. I hope we know our past continuous in English. Yeah. And this one is the past imperfect. So there's a difference between one is a continuation, one has stopped. Okay. Okay. So that's how it means. Any question? Let's go. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know the question you're asking. Okay. So our lady is asking, can we also say Elish? Elish. You said Estaveran. Okay. Okay. Because when you said Estaveran, I was going to ask, where did you hear that verb from? I hope I was not the one who taught you. I'm not the one. I'm not the one because I didn't tell you Estaveran. Okay. Okay. So our lady is asking, can we say Elis Estiveran? Like Elis Estiveran cozinhando. Mm. Let's say a comida dailies. That's what our lady is asking. Okay. She said, can we use this Elis Estiveran? No, my dear, no. Why? We don't use just a short minute to cook. Someone said, I was in what if the person was making tea? That's what you want to ask. Because it takes enough time. Still not. Okay. We assume this action, cooking does not take small minute. Okay. It takes 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So if the thing is, I always say it always depends on the one who is speaking. But some situations like, oh, she was cooking, we assume cooking is not just a second. It takes a long time for a food to get prepared. So that's why you're using extra. But if you use this one, as you said, it means like you would think as if the food was not well cooked. Okay. Immediately you place on the fire, you took it from the fire. But that does not mean okay. Even Google itself will not even agree with you what you're saying. So anytime the action, something like cooking, playing, singing, okay, we use the imperfect because we assume does not take just a second, it takes a duration to do that. Okay. Okay. So this one we don't use this verb. Okay. Any question? No more question. Okay. So now I want to see. I was going to ask you guys a question. I was going to ask, if you check from the screen, we could see all the verbs. The verbs, the three verbs are almost the same. They follow the same rule. Let's check something. If you check eu, você, ele, ela, we could all see Avan, 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 Avan. I hope we can all see that. Who can see? Okay, we can all see that. Okay. So I want to ask, if you're reading a book, and let's assume the book said, okay, the book just wrote like this. When it starts, it will. And I want to ask, what does this sentence mean? Oh, está con Guri. What does it mean? Write the meaning in the chat. I want to see each and everyone's opinion. What does the sentence mean? Estava com Guri. Estava com Guri. Write the meaning in English. I'm waiting. I want to see something. I'm waiting. No, I'm waiting for each and everyone's response. The rest, what are you waiting for? I want to see each and everyone's opinion, okay? Okay, let's continue. So, some people, most of you guys are saying, let me read. Now, that said, I used to be with boy, and Tomitope said, I was with a boy. Michaela said, Michaela said, I was with a child. Ngozi, I was with a kid. Sasu said, I have been with a child. Police said, I was with a boy. Sam said, I used to be with him. I was with him. Taylor said, I used to be with a, I used to be with the child. Okay. So now let me ask. I hope you all know the meaning of guri. Guri means the boy. Okay. Those who don't know the meaning of guri, guri means the boy. So this sentence, I realize most of you were using I. All of you are wrong. I hope you know that. Yeah, you are all wrong. I won't buy your idea. No one will ask why. Let's continue. Why are you guys wrong? This sentence estavam como oguri. If right now if you say estavam como oguri, no one will understand. Even Brazilians won't understand. Yeah, they won't understand. Someone asking us something. So does it mean it's a wrong sentence? No, it is not a wrong sentence. It is 100% correct sentence. Why am I saying Brazilians even won't understand? Even the professors, the pioneers, they won't understand. Who can tell me why? Why? You let me explain it. Because you say estavam como guri. First of all, they don't know where the conversation started, so they won't know the sentence. Okay, so this sentence, which is here, it is correct 100%, but the meaning you can't determine. Okay, why? You say estavam com oguri. It can be that you are saying eu estavam com oguri. It can also be that it is você estavam com oguri. It can be that you are saying ele estava com oguri, or ela, opa, or ela estava com oguri, or a gente estava com oguri. Guys, I hope you, not, not that ask your question. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. So that's why I said even professors can't tell the meaning of this sentence. Okay. Because we don't know where the conversation started. But assuming I'm talking to Nada and we have been discussing about maybe something or maybe a girl, and I saw we were discussing about the girl, I saw Estavam Kumoguri. Now that will understand that I'm referring to the girl, that I'm referring to the girl in her sense. I'm saying the girl was with the guy, okay, with the boy, okay. Assuming assuming we are not talking about someone else. And that as we were talking, and I asked, oh, where was I yesterday? Yesterday. Then I said, oh, estavam com Oguri. Now that one understand me that I'm trying to say I was with the boy. He knows the boy I'm talking about. Okay. Let's assume I also asked Nada, oh, where were you yesterday? And Nada replied, estavam com Oguri. I will know that Nada is saying he was with the boy. Okay. Let's assume maybe Osasu saw Nada and I. Oh, guys, where were you? Then I say, oh, estavam como Guri. It means we were with the guy. Maybe Osasu knows the guy we are talking about. You could see, so it all depends on the hot conversation or where the conversation started. Okay, okay. I hope you are clear. Who is still confused? If you're confused, you can unmute yourself and clear your doubts. Okay, okay. So now we have all accepted we were wrong. Okay, good. So let's continue. If you are to continue, let's move on to the IR. No, we have some sentences. First sentence. Quando eu estava no meu país, eu ficava perto da escola. When I was in my country, when I was in my country, I stayed closer to the school. Okay. Eu tomava café de manhã. I used to take breakfast. Nós falávamos sobre a escola. Oh, we used to talk about the school. Nós dávamos ele o dinheiro. We used to give him the money. Nós acostumávamos dar ele o dinheiro. We used to give him ele. Ele means him, the money. But this sentence, someone so we accustomed. Sometimes we need to avoid direct translation. Okay, okay. This one is like saying it from English directly, okay? Hmm. But if you want to be Brazilian, just say nós dávamos ele o dinheiro. Everybody will understand. Don't complicate your life like this, okay? Eu trabalhava no supermercado. I used to work at the supermarket. Eu trabalhava na escola. I used to work at the school. Eu comprava a comida dela. I used to buy her food. Okay, I used to buy her food. Ele cozinhava arroz. They used to cook rice. Okay, okay. So now let's come to ER. ER, take notes. ER and IR, they use the same format. I repeat, ER and IR verb, they use the same format. Okay, the same format. The formats are the same. Take notes. So we have some verbs: comer, to eat; conhecer, to know; varrer, to sweep; morrer, to die; temer. Who knows the meaning of temer? This verb I've been saying it. Who knows the meaning? Hmm? To fear; tremer, to shiver. Okay, tremer, to shiver; escolher, to choose; entender, to understand; aprender, to learn; aprender, to tie, as I've been explaining, to tie, to arrest, and the rest. Depender, to depend; esquecer, to forget; bater, to beat or to knock; beber, to drink; aconselhar, to advise; crescer, to grow; prometer. How does it mean? Prometer. I'm asking you guys again. Prometer, how does it mean? Mm, to promise. I know, I know this. What you guys have been. When you look at it, I see it like to promote. It's not promote, okay? To promise. So this is the third time I'm telling you these verbs, okay? So take note. Proteger, to protect, okay? You know, these verbs are good, but the last one here, I don't think it exists. Okay, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it does not exist in normal sense, but it may be in movies. Okay, maybe in movies it can exist. Okay, yeah, in movies, maybe it may exist in movies. Someone saying, somehow, why won't it exist in reality? We will get to understand what I'm saying. Okay, let's continue. So the pattern is, I said they are the same. Okay, so comer, you take the ER and it will be replaced with IA. So how do we pronounce it? Eu comia. Okay, I know it sounds funny to some of the Ghanaians how the word is being pronounced and its meaning. Eu comia. Okay, você comia. Okay, ele, ela comia. It means I used to eat, or I ate. It means if you say you comia, it means you didn't eat maybe in a short period. like you really ate the food, like plenty. Okay, or maybe you used to eat. Okay, eu comia, você comia, ele, ela, a gente comia, nós comíamos. Take note. Always the nós, there's a sign on the I. If you if you guys could remember when we are doing the AR, there was a sign on the first A. This one there's a sign on the I. Vocês comiam, eles, elas comiam. I used to eat or I ate. Okay. Entender. Eu entendia. Você entendia. Ele, ela, a gente entendia. Nós entendíamos. Vocês entendiam. Eles, elas entendiam. I understood. I used to understand. That's the meaning. You understood or I used to understand. The same order. Now let's come to mohia, which is we got from the verb mohe. Mohe means to die. So il mohia, does it exist in reality? Guys, tell me. Mm, mm. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. Il mohia, I used to die or I died. How can you say I died and you are living? Mm, someone who is dead. Okay. So for the conjugation, it is correct, but I have never seen someone saying I used to die or I died. Mm, Imo here. Okay, Sam, let's go. Good evening. Uh-huh. Faint. Uh-huh. Okay, who knows? There's Maya. Kabe. What is Kabe? Mm, who said Kabe? My people. Someone is asking what is faint. Oh, you don't know. You don't know faint in Portuguese. Oh, like serious. Mm, there's Maya. That's the meaning. There's Maya. I said it, and I think most of you didn't pay attention. There's Maya. So that's the meaning of faint. You fainting mean you. It doesn't mean you were dead. No, 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 no. There's oh. So if I write it, how much will you give me? Yeah. Uh, oh, don't worry. There's my ear. Okay. So that's the verb to faint. I want to faint. Mm, Michaela, let's go. Michaela, let's go. Come again. I didn't get it. Dying of laughter. Wait, that's the term they use. I want to get what you're saying. Maybe I'll come to you. Michael, I want to get what you're saying. You're muted. Michael. Ah, okay. For me, I've never seen it or I've never heard it. But definitely, most expression we have in English, some they have them in Portuguese. So I will not say it does not exist in Portuguese, but maybe they have a way of saying it. Okay. Okay, so let me come to Debbie, then I'll come to the rest. Okay. Debbie, let's go. Hmm. No, it's possible. It's possible when in terms of love. No, but I'm talking of, yeah, I'm talking of you dying, not dying like, oh, I used to die for her. No, 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 no. I'm talking of, okay, in terms of love, it exists. But the reality one for dying, when you say die, it means you don't have life. Yeah, that one does not exist. But in English, that even reality does not make sense. Why I used to die for him? It does not make sense. You are still alive saying you used to die for someone. How many times did you die? Eh, okay. So those who can't hear me, it's better you log out and join again. Okay. Okay. So that's how it goes. Eu morria, você morria, ele, ela, a gente morria. Nós morríamos. Vocês morriam. Eles, elas morriam. Okay. So we could see how the ER also behave. As I said earlier, the conjugation for the ER and IR are the same. Sentences. Quando eu comia o quiabo, ficava doente. This place, the ficava, is it for eu or você or ele, ela, or a gente? If you know it, put it in the chat. Let me see those who know. Quando eu comia o quiabo, ficava doente. Is it for the ficava? Is it for eu? Is it for ele? Is it for você? Is it for ela? Is it for gente? Post what you think it is. Don't copy your friend. They are not right. Type what you know. Okay. Copy and paste can take you to hell. So write what you know. Okay. Okay. As most of you are saying, ew, ew, ew. Yeah, the answer is ew. Okay. Because if you check from the previous phrase, it said quando eu comia o quiabo. So it is giving emphasis on the first phrase. Okay. So take note. Let's continue. Nós bebíamos cervejas. Again, baby. Quem bebe aqui? King baby. Who drinks? No one drinks. Eh? You people you don't drink. So don't you drink water. Let's continue. Nós bebíamos cerveja. Nós entendíamos, mas agora não. I hope you understand that sentence. Nós entendíamos, agora não. We used to understand ourselves, but now, no. Okay. Vocês comiam quiabos. You used to eat okra. So quiabo is okra, okay? Okra. Eu conhecia ela até ela casou. I used to know her or until she married, okay? Ele dependia da sua namorada. He depends on your girlfriend or from your girlfriend, okay? Eles bebiam muito vinho gelado. They drank much chilled wine. Okay, okay. Let's continue with our IR verbs. Let's go. Mhm. Okay, this one's yeah, yeah, it's the same for all verbs. Okay, all tenses like present, past imperfect, future, present, future, even the subjunctive. Okay, so when you conjugate first verb, we don't conjugate the second one which follows. It's either you leave it in. c- Come again. Mhm. So that one is not a second sentence. That one is not a second verb. Okay, so take note. A second verb, I'm saying this sense. Let me go back. You remember our brother asked about this sentence. Let me write it here. Let me write it here, okay? Our brother asked this question, and I said, Eles estavam cozinhando, cozinhando a comida. Do you remember? Deles. So now, what is the second verb in this sentence? This is the first verb, this is the second verb, okay? This one is a different sentence. I hope you know so. And this one is also a different one. As the second verb means when there's another verb following another verb in the same sentence. Okay. Okay. Example is the one we have here. This one is estavam, where this one is cozinhando, cooking. Okay. So you could see this one, the cozinhando is after this verb. So this is the first verb and this is the second verb. Okay. But this one is a separate sentence. There's a comma. Yeah, not because comma is a huge person who can break a relationship. So it's breaking these two. the two sentence. Okay. So it's really important. So the second sentence, the second verb, I said is either you leave it in infinitive, either you leave it in the gerundio. The gerundio means continuous, like this one. This is a continuous tense. Or in a composto. Composto is a participle. Yeah. So we'll get there when we are doing it. Okay. So take note. Take note. Okay. So let me eliminate. I hope you are being. Now that let's go. Okay. So ele dependia da sua namorada. Okay. So it's either you say he used to depend or he depended from no he like he used to depend he used to depend. Okay. Or he depended. Let's go. So that one is your girlfriend. So sua. Mhm. From your girlfriend. Hmm. No, no. So let's assume, let me explain it to you. So, Nada, let's assume, let me give your wife here. Last, let's assume you are married to someone, okay? And let's say I tell you someone used to depend from your girlfriend, okay? So, Nada, it means someone was depending on your girlfriend, on your girlfriend. But if I'm saying someone used to depend on his girlfriend, then I'll say anamorada daily. Let's come. Let's go, Taylor. I want to ask that question. Mhm. In Portuguese, no, it can never be na. Okay. In English, it's na, but in Portuguese, it's not na. Someone says, somehow, why? That's how Portuguese is. So that's why I always tell my people we don't need to do direct translation. We need to adapt how they say it. Sometimes some of the sentence when you take it to English, it will never make sense. But here it's making sense. So she's asking why is it na, not why is it da? The sentence was da at first, but why is it not na? Okay, so take notes. Don't bring English to Portuguese and don't take Portuguese to English. I hope we are learning something. Okay. Eles bebiam muito vinho gelado. I've already explained. So let's come to our IR verbs. These are our IR verbs. IR verbs we have assistir, dirigir, dividir, conseguir, competir, dormir, curtir, fugir, vestir e permitir. São os verbos que terminam com IR. So the verb switch end with IR. Okay. Assistir, guys, you could now see what I was saying. The IR and the ER, they have the same format. So eu assistia, você assistia, ele, ela assistia, nós assistíamos. Okay, nós assistíamos. Let me create a space here. Nós assistíamos. Eles, elas, vocês, eles, elas assistiam. I used to watch or I watched. It means when you say I watched and use assistia, it means it happened more than one time. Well, let's give an example. E assistia, eu assistia, okay, o avatar, okay, and eu assistia, eu assistia o avatar, okay. So the first one is eu assisti o avatar and eu assistia o avatar. Are they the same sentence? Mm. Mm-hmm. What does the first one mean? Mm-hmm. And the second one? Uh-huh. No. Well, why don't you also say it? I watch Avatar for the second one. But so you could see that the first one is just you watch it for the first time, but the second one is it means you watched it more than once. Okay, so thanks for your explanation. So the same way, if you pick fugir, eu fugia, você fugia, ele, ela fugia, nós fugíamos. Vocês fugiam, eles, elas fugiam. If you pick sumir, ele sumia, você sumia, ele, ela sumia, nós sumíamos. Vocês, eles, elas sumiam. So you could see they all follow the same pattern. Okay, take note. If you pick any of these verbs, they will also follow the same pattern. If you pick dirigir, is dirigia. Dividir, is dividia. Okay, so take note. Sentences. Eu assisti aos filmes. Ok, eu assistia aos filmes. Eu fugia ausente da escola. Ok, eu fugia ausente da escola. Who used to do that? Let me see those who used to do that. Oh, you don't understand the sentence. Fugia, how does fugia means run away? That's fugia. Okay. Eu fugia ausente da escola. Okay. So take note. Okay. Nós vestíamos cedo para a escola. We used to dress up early for school. Eu permitia ela para falar na aula. I permitted or used to permit her to speak in the class. Nós dormíamos mais cedo. We used to sleep much early. Eu dirigia a moto por 10 horas. Meu Deus. I used to drive the motor for 10 hours. Nós curtíamos de gastar o dinheiro do nosso namorado. Hey, who made this sentence? This one was made by some of my students last year. So the person said, I used to like spending the money of, no, he said, we used to like, okay, or we liked to spend the money of our boyfriend. Wow. This sentence was made by a lady. Yeah. So we love or wish to, ladies, they spend money, they love that thing. When they get money, is yes, we know. So nós curtíamos de gastar o dinheiro do nosso namorados. Okay. But this sentence, mostly you hear nós gostávamos de gastar o dinheiro do nosso namorados. Or nós, you can also hear another one like this. Nós gastávamos o dinheiro do nosso namorado. Ok, so nós curtíamos de gastar o dinheiro do nosso namorado. So the lady who made the sentence said, we like to spend the money of our boyfriend. Okay. Okay. So that's it. So if you follow the same pattern for each of the verbs, I hope it will be perfect, and I think you'll be okay with the verbs. Okay. Okay. So these are the verbs and everything. Any question? Now that let's go. Any question? Any question in my people? Any question? Okay. Yeah, good. Thanks to God. Thanks to God for that.